Hello, in this video let's talk about the average rate of change. So the average rate of change is the same as slope, which we have already done in algebra, and the formula is the same. So let's suppose this is the example of some function and we are asked, which is of course parabola, so this is y equals x squared. So let's say for this function we are asked to find the average rate of change between 2 points. So here are the 2 points A and B, and we are asked to find the average rate of change, which is the same as asking for the slope of a line that connects our two endpoints. So the slope formula uses the height, which is y2 and y1. This is the y1, also known as f of A, and this is the y2, also known as f of B, because that's the height at the B location, and this is the height at the A location. And so using these two formulas, f of B is the same as y2, that's f of B, and f of A is the same as y1. And using those two notations, we get exactly the formula for the average rate of change, which is here. So now let's use this formula to find the average rate of change of a quadratic on the interval from 2 to 4. So this bracket means we start at 2, we end at 4. So let's say this is the 2 and that's the 4. So the question is, what is the slope between these 2 points? And to answer this, we need to find the function at 4 and then minus from it the function at 2, and then on the bottom we have 4 minus 2. Now what is the height at 4? Well, the height at 4 is the same as plugging in 4 into this x, which makes 4 squared. What's the height at 2? Well, at 2 the height is equal to 2 squared. And then b minus a is, b is 4, a is 2, which makes 4 squared, that's 16, minus 2 squared, that's 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. So we have 12 over 2, which is 6. So the average rate of change for our function on the interval from 2 to 4 is equal to 6. And that's our final answer. Now let's look at the different example. Same function, it's a parabola, only now we're looking from -2 to 2. And so we need to find the value at -2, then subtract from it, the value of +2, then because we're going f of b minus f of a divided by the b minus the a. So we have two negatives make a plus, and if we plug in 2 in our function, we get 2 squared. And if we plug in -2, we get -2 squared divided by 2 plus 2. So here we have 4 minus -2 squared is also 4 divided by 4. And that makes 0 over 4, which is 0. So the slope, or the average rate of change from -2 to 2 is actually 0. And if we visualize it, here is a parabola, and if we're going from -2 to +2, then the height is exactly the same on both corners, and so the slope would be 0 because there is no tilt. And that is what we have just found, is that the slope, or the average rate of change, is 0. And that's what the average rate of change is, and that's how to find it using the formula for the average rate of change. And that's it for this video. If you have any questions on anything, please let me know. Thanks for your time.